How's it going, ladies and Bruce? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome to Ryclaw Save Yourself. Now this is a game that came out earlier this year as well. It's another one we passed over. It didn't get much attention, unfortunately, but it does look like something that would be right up our alley. It does seem to have, no offense to the, oh, it says copyright 2019. No offense to the creator, but it does have a kind of an unusual art style, shall we say, so maybe that's what's off-putting to some people. I don't know, the characters look kind of like Barbie dolls sort of thing. But it does seem to be an escape room based sort of sci-fi killing game type visual novel, so I say we at least give it a go. And if it's really, really good and you guys really like it, it can turn into a series, who knows. But let's do half an hour for now and see what we think, shall we? You can sacrifice one man if he threatens the welfare of the family. You can sacrifice one family to save the village. You can sacrifice one village if it will save the kingdom. Okay. You can sacrifice a kingdom if it will save your immortal soul. The Mahabharata? Rumbling reverberates through the halls of the research station. You stop in your stride, but the station has resumed its pristine silence. Suddenly, your research assistant's voice comes from the monitor down the hallway. Hey, Doc, where are you? Keller? What happened? What was that noise? It was just me jettisoning all the escape pods. The escape pods? Why? What's going on? Why did you come out to the monitor so we can talk face to face? What happened to you? Oh, these are just a couple of mementos from the administrator as I killed her. She was a scrappy one. No matter how many times I hit her with the pipe, she just kept flailing about. If I'd known I was going to be bludgeoning someone to death, I would have worked more on my upper body strength. Keller, what have you done? Now you look sad. You liked her, didn't you? She was pretty. Was being the operative word. You should really see her now, though. Wow, a blunt force makeover really does wonders. Keller, stay where you are. I'm coming to you. No, you're not. You see, we're going to play a little game, Doc. The game is How Will You Die? There's lots of options, so don't rush into anything. Well, you might want to rush a little. I've disabled all the safeties on the station's reactor, and in about 17 minutes, we're all going to die. Won't that be fun? Why are you doing this? It's hard to imagine, isn't it? The girl that's like a sister to you doing this? You horrible, twisted man. Saying that to a girl who's in love with you? You really should be ashamed of yourself. I'd be ever so happy if you could just display some contrition in the next 16 minutes, but if not, I suppose crushing despair and abject terror will have to do. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, what a relief it is to hear you say that. Well, I guess I can just unkill the administrator and we'll get right back to work. Oh, but then we can't play my game. See, I really have my heart set on making you suffer. Preferably slow and painfully. You're killing everybody in the station just to get back at me? Everybody in the station is already dead, silly pants. You see, I could jettison all the escape pods from the administrator's office, but the research skiff on level 2 can't be controlled from here. So I opened up the containment unit for specimen 092. Boy, is he a messy beast. You know that really annoying sergeant? The one who said I looked like a creepy doll? He was standing right in front of the unit when I opened it. Not gonna lie to you, watching him get his legs pulled off was really satisfying. This can't be happening. Finally starting to sink in, isn't it? If you stay put, you die when the station explodes. You make a run for the skiff, and 092 turns you into abstract art. Oh, the hopelessness on your face is exquisite. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. All 15 minutes of it. Please keep me entertained until then, Doc. Dr. Keller appears to be malfunctioning. Ice, I'm glad you're here. Dr. Keller has disabled the data interfaces for this level, so I'm unable to verify her claims to the station's status. However, all the escape pods in this level have been jettisoned. We should proceed to the research skiff on level 2 for evacuation. You have 15 minutes to escape the station before the reactor explodes. Each time you move to another area, 30 seconds pass. Oh, interesting. Talking or reading doesn't use time, so don't hesitate to gather information to aid your escape. Interacting with clickable objects in the room doesn't use time unless otherwise indicated. The mouse cursor will change when hovered over a clickable object. You are currently on level 1 of the station. The research skiff is on level 2. The administrator's office is on level 3. Good luck. Interesting. The administrator's office has access to all the security cameras on the station, as well as system controls. If she is determined to kill you, she will have ample opportunity and means to do so as we cross the station. We need to reach the west dock on level 2 as quickly as possible and evacuate the station. Oh look, your love boat found you. I'm a certified combat unit. Certified to combat what? Loneliness? You're programmed to be oblivious, but the rest of us know what you really are. I've designated you as a threat to the doctor's well-being. If I encounter you during your evacuation, I will eliminate you. Not if I blow you out an airlock first. Guess we're moving on to level 1 junction. Oh man. Which way did we come from? South, I assume. What kind of menu do we have? Rolling the mouse wheel backwards will skip text. Oh, interesting. Let's just go west. What is this? Maintenance personnel store emergency spacesuits in this container. We shouldn't linger here. Do you think the thrusters on these suits could get me far enough away to survive the reactor explosion? Using the thruster on one of those suits may allow you to reach minimum safe distance from the station before it explodes, but you would still be vulnerable to shrapnel. The skimmer is a better option. Do you wish to put on a spacesuit? This action will take 60 seconds. I mean, it's not the best option, but it means we have a failsafe if we can't figure anything else. So let's do it. You barely pull the spacesuit over your legs when Keller's laughter cuts through the deathly silence, coming over the announcement speakers. Uh-oh, caught you with your pants down. Too easy. The airlock abruptly opens, sucking you out into the vacuum of space with the spacesuit still around your ankles. The last thing you see is ice tumbling through space with your hands outstretched towards you. In your last moment, a memory surfaces from somewhere deep inside. Your last trip convinced the company that you need a security detail when you go to testing sites. They're actually going to pay for a security too? Not exactly, they're assigning a combat synth to protect you. Combat synths aren't cheap, I'm surprised they parted with that much money. They didn't. They repurposed an unused vanity model with an ICE. Integrated combat enhancement? One of those cheap conversion kits? It's like giving a runaway model a pulse rifle. Your projects are confidential, synths are discreet and completely loyal. The company is as concerned about leaks as they are about your safety. Sounds like they're more concerned about their bottom line. You know what would happen if this project came to the attention of the authorities. I understand. As long as the synth gets the job done, I have no problem. Good, because she's waiting for you outside your quarters. I've been assigned to protect you. What's your name? I have no designation, just a serial number. You only need to look into those beautiful blue eyes to come up with the perfect name. Let's go you Ice then. New designation accepted. And we did. Alright, let's jump back in and get back to that point. We'll go to the west corridor, and this time we won't put on a spacesuit, we'll just go to the living quarters wing. Wait, is this where we came from? I guess not. You look like you have questions, Doc. Go ahead, I got nothing but time. Why are you doing all of this, Keller? There's more to this than you're saying. There has to be. I'm just doing what doctors do best, saving lives. You forgot that somewhere along the way... This isn't like you, Keller. You're a completely different person. I guess we're both wearing masks now. The only difference is that I just put mine on. And you've never taken yours off. Harsh. About time somebody showed up. What's going on out there? I thought you said you killed everyone. I heard a bunch of explosions and Keller sent me a message saying we were under lockdown for 20 minutes. Now she's not answering. Keller killed the administrator and jettisoned all the escape pods. She set the station reactor to explode in less than 15 minutes. We need to get out of here. That twisted little... So what's the plan? You have a plan, don't you? Keller says the research skimmer is still docked on level 2, but she released specimen 092 from containment. We have to get past it somehow. 092? Of all the things! Does your skin synth have any weapons? I'm a certified combat unit. I'm equipped with 6 onboard weapon systems suited for anti-personnel operations. Anti-personnel weapons aren't going to phase 092. Do you have any explosives? No, but my auxiliary power source can be removed and detonated if necessary. Explosives might stun that thing long enough to buy us a few seconds. Give me your auxiliary power source. I'll modify it so we can use it as a grenade if we need to. Ice looks askance at you and you nod affirmatively. Pulling the back of a flap of skin on her side, she reaches in and makes a short twisting motion with her hand. Removing a short cylindrical object from her innards, she passes it to Lex, who studies it for a moment before nodding approvingly. The service elevator through there will get us closer to the dock than any other. Maybe we can make it to the skimmer before it knows that we're there. I'm going straight there. If you go anywhere else, I'm not coming with you. Fine, I'll go with you. Wait, can we look at anything in here? No. Level 2? Dead guards litter the service corridor. Despite the lack of blood, you can't find a pulse on a single one of them. Their bodies are surprisingly yielding to the touch. It takes you a moment to realize that it is due to their skeletons being completely shattered. Every noise you make seems amplified in this perfect quiet of level 2. Service corridor? Service elevator? Oh wait. Are we taking the elevator? Level 1? Wait. Okay, I'm confused. Where are we? I guess we're going this way? Storage corridor? Storage? Anything in here? Doesn't appear to be. Storage corridor. Cafeteria? Something grabs you painfully tight around the chest and lifts you off the floor of the cafeteria. Excruciating pain lances through your body as ribs begin to crack and break under the onslaught. You feel like you would give anything just to be able to take one more full breath. The floor recedes below you as you're hoisted into the air and you watch helplessly as the tentacle enfolds you, forces you into Specimen 092's maw. The last thing you hear are the snapping of your bones over your helpless screams. Well, that went well. In your last moment, a memory surfaces from somewhere deep inside. 092's agitation has been decreasing over the last few days. Getting used to its new living quarters? I don't think an arboreal ambush predator will ever get used to living in a converted cargo hold. Its lethargy may be a hibernation state that it naturally assumes during the winter season where prey is scarce. It may even be suffering from depression. We don't know how intelligent they actually are. It's trapped in an unfamiliar environment with unfamiliar food, denied all of its basic instincts. It's sacrificing its life for a greater cause than it can imagine. I suppose so. But there's a difference between sacrificing one's life and being sacrificed. True. Alright, let's get back to that point and we'll try again. Alright, this time we're going to go containment wing. See, we got murdered last time. Hello. Why'd you turn Specimen 092 loose? You know how dangerous it is. That's why I turned him loose, silly pants. I couldn't have anybody escaping on the research skiff. Besides, after everything we put him through, he deserves to have some fun before the end. But don't worry, I won't tell him where you are. Of course, I won't tell you where he is either. That seems fair, to be fair. Containment cells? Sergeant Renner's body lay outside Specimen 092's containment cell, twisted and broken. There's no sign of his legs. Many of the guards' weapons still have their safety on. They were caught completely off guard. Even if they'd known, it still would have killed them all. They didn't stand a chance. You spot something in the sergeant's hand and discover his communicator. The screen is displaying an image of a youthful Renner, with a little girl posing by a birthday cake. Her blonde hair shines like gold and she appears to be laughing. A personal notation in the corner says, Alexandra's third birthday. Despite seeing each other every day, you realise that you barely knew Renner at all. Well, now I don't feel good about it. Specimen 092's containment cell is securely locked and can't be opened. Apparently Keller didn't want 092 returning to its enclosure. He's probably like, well, I'm bored with killing everybody now, I'm going back to my enclosure to lie down. I guess we're not going this way then. Seems like this way is only going to get us killed. From here we can just go to storage, which doesn't have anything we can click on that I can see. So we might as well head back down to floor 1. We got no reason to stay here. Alright, in that case we better head back to the main corridor. Maybe we can head to the northern wing? North corridor? Elevator? You rush into the elevator and press the key for the second floor. The lift hums to life and begins to ascend, but it doesn't stop at the second floor. It continues climbing until it comes to an abrupt halt a few moments later. Keller's voice comes over the elevator speakers. Did you really think it would be that easy, Doc? Keller, don't do this. I've locked the elevator down at the top of the shaft. A wager your love boat can find a way out and down the shaft. Ice is already opening the access point on the ceiling. But you still won't make it to the skimmer in 15 minutes. Agonizing minutes crawl by as Ice efficiently devises a means of escape. But with growing certainty, you know that you won't make it off the station before the reactor explodes. You're right. The reactor goes critical and the station is vaporized along with everybody in it. In your last moment, a memory surfaces from somewhere deep inside. Keller's idea worked. The effectiveness jumped from 85% to 98.5% in the test group. You're not thinking about bringing her in on this, eh? No, of course not. Keller doesn't have the stomach for this kind of work. She's still an idealist, wanting to save lives and make the galaxy a better place. I don't care what she believes as long as she doesn't find out what her medical research is being used for. She won't. Sounds like she does have a reason to kill us. Alright, again, I'll skip back to something we haven't done. Alright, we're up northern corridor. Let's head reactor access. Oh, your office. Let's hit that one. The door slams shut behind you as you walk into your office and Keller's face fills the screen on your desk. Too late, Doc. I've already deleted your research and corrupted the offsite backups. Your research dies here, and so do you. A power surge explodes the workstation in your face. Searing pain becomes the whole world as you writhe in agony on the floor, thrashing to escape from the torment that consumes you. Lancing pain in your shoulders and back make you aware that you've caught on fire. Hands rip your clothes off and free you from the pain, competing with your facial wounds to torture you. A feeling of detachment rolls over you as you take a breath and choke on acidic smoke. Waves of heat inform you that the room is on fire, and the shrieking of metal being twisted tells you that ice is trying to pry open the door. You wonder briefly why the fire suppression system isn't working before realizing that Keller has control over that as well. You lay on the floor and wonder if the smoke will take you before the reactor does. Ice picks you up in her arms, and a moment later the heat dissipates and is replaced with the familiar coolness of the station's corridors. I'll get you to the skimmer. We'll treat your wounds once we're evacuated. You bounce in Ice's arms as she runs, struggling to remember how much time has passed. Why didn't you just go straight for the skimmer? You can't remember. Your consciousness begins to fade and you fight to stay awake. You slip unconscious and never wake up. In your last moment, a memory surfaces from somewhere deep inside. Waking up to the last minute? Or did we forget we're going out today? What do you... Oh, I completely forgot. Sorry, Keller. I'm going to be leaving at 6 o'clock for some fieldwork. Another trip for your top secret research? I'm sorry, you know we plan to watch the solar flares, but we're making great progress, thanks in large part to you. My suggestion worked? Far past my expectations. I wish I could tell you more, but you solved one of our biggest problems. I couldn't have done this without you. That means a lot to me. I'll never forget this moment. Man, we're getting to each ending very fast. Alright, again, cut and I'll bring you back. Alright, we're going to reactor control this time. You need a keycard to access reactor control. Wow, shit. I guess we're going to the other corridor then. East corridor. Hello. How can you do this? You said the people in the station were like family to you. They say you can sacrifice one man if he threatens the welfare of the family. You can sacrifice one family to save the village. You can sacrifice one village if it'll save the kingdom. I'm sacrificing the space station to save millions. Ah, sorry, it is something to do with my research. Maintenance corridor. Maintenance supply? What's this? You spot a keycard on the floor of the maintenance room. It appears to be a security card for accessing maintenance areas. You pick it up and take it with you. Maintenance areas are devoid of security cameras. You might be able to use this to evade Keller's surveillance. Okay. Observation deck elevator? What's going on? Is Keller okay? She sent me a message saying to meet her at the research skimmer. She did? I told her I was busy and I'd meet her later. Then she sent me a message saying, I'm sorry. Now I can't reach her at all. What's going on? Keller's killed the administrator and hijacked the station. She jettisoned all the escape pods and sent the reactor to explode in less than 15 minutes. We've got to get to the skimmer to get out of here. That can't be possible. Why would she do that? Why would she tell me to go there? Keller's voice rings out from the speakers overhead, no longer with deranged giddiness, but grave with resignation. Because I wanted to save you, Vaya. You're innocent in all of this. You don't deserve to die, not like the rest of them. Why, Keller? Why are you doing this? This isn't like you. Just go to the skimmer, Vaya, please, I'm begging you. Just leave him behind and go. I'm not leaving anyone behind. If we need to evacuate, he's coming with me, and so are you. I don't want to hurt you, Vaya, but I can't let him leave the station alive. You know what he's done, what he will do. He can't be allowed to live, just go. No, I don't understand what's going on, but I don't trust you right now. Why didn't you just go to the dock, Vaya? Now I have no choice. A windstorm erupts in the observation deck as air begins venting out of the room. The elevator door locks down and ice smashes the control panel, trying to manually override it. Hang on, I'll get the oxygen. Vaya grabs the portable oxygen mask and you both take turns breathing into it. As you struggle to the elevator, ice overrides the elevator and you stumble into it, dazedly with Vaya, and collapse to the floor. You explain things a bit more clearly on the ride up as you pass the oxygen back and forth. You step out of the elevator on level 1, relieved to still be alive. I can't believe Keller tried to kill us. What happened to make you like this? We need to focus on getting out of here. You're right. I'll head directly for the skimmer. I'll see you in ice there. Please be careful. They know where the skimmer is. I have no idea. Alright, let's head back, I guess. Will that keycard work on the reactor door? Yes. The maintenance keycard opens the door to reactor control. What are you doing in here? Never mind. I assume you hear about the reactor. Tell the admin we need to evacuate. The safeties on the reactor have been disabled and I can't turn them back on. I don't know why the alarms aren't going off. If I hadn't got an alert on my comm, I'd never have known there was a problem. Keller killed the administrator and turned the safeties off from her office. We've got less than 15 minutes to get to the research skimmer on level 2, and evacuate. Did she jettison the escape pods as well? How'd you know? I knew the sound when I heard it, but I couldn't leave here to check. I was hoping that meant everyone was already evacuated. There's nothing else I can do here. I'll head to the skimmer. And that's on level 2, is it? Does that mean we need to get to level 2? I mean, we can get to level 2. We know how to now. Wait, what's the south corridor? Oh, yeah. Living quarters, living quarters. About time somebody showed up. What's going on out there? I heard a bunch. Oh, we've already done this one. I'll skip through her. We already talked to her. This is going to give us access to level 2, though. From here, we can get to level 2. Do you guys look at the service corridor? We've done that. Service corridor. Now, containment wing? Man, I don't know where we can go from here. Maybe the keycard will open this one? No. The reactor goes critical and the station is vaporized along with everyone in it. I guess I ran out of time. In your last moments, a memory surfaces from somewhere deep inside. Big brother! How's my favourite sister? I'm your only sister. I feel a little better. The doctor says I might be able to go home next week. He told me. I hope this new medication will make you more comfortable. Mother said that she'll come home for a few days to see me after I get released. I know she really misses you. She's working hard so that you can get the best care. You know that, right? I do. I just miss her. I don't understand why they keep saying bad things about her company on the news. You can't tell her that your mother's employer developed the biological weapon that caused the Milwaukeean genocide in Matu 4 a month ago. You can't tell her that mother was in charge of the weapon's development. You're not supposed to know, and Alice can never know. You're too young to be watching the news. You need to watch happy things. Laughter is the best medicine, after all. You're not going to be the same kind of doctor Mother is, eh? She's so smart. Does she understand more of the news than she's letting on? Or does she just know you well enough to know that you're hiding something? No, I'm going into medical research. That only helps people, right? That's right, I want to help people, just like you, to get better. She knows, or suspects, she's too young to understand that sometimes you have to do things you hate to take care of the people you love. You want to preserve that innocence. You don't want her feeling guilty for her condition. You want her to be happy. You do anything to protect that happiness. You do anything to protect her. You'll always take care of me, right, big brother? Her smile is the same, but her voice trembles a bit with uncertainty. You love her so much in that moment that it feels like your heart will burst. Always. Alright, I'm going to try and skip through and grab all the things, because we know in what order sort of to grab them now. We can grab the card, and then find all the people, head to the second floor. I'll try and do that as quickly as possible so we don't run out of time. I'll bring you back. Alright, we are in the service corridor. What do we do now? If we go to the cafeteria, we die. We know that already. Storage? She's here now. Thank goodness you made it. Specimen 092 is in the cafeteria. How do you know? I saw his heat signature from the corridor. He's hiding in the rafters. I forgot Asteroids can see into the infrared spectrum. It was crucial for my ancestors' survival on our homeworld. I never thought it would save my life too. It's also how I found the shortcut to the central junction. When I came in here to hide, I saw the air temperature difference between the walls in this hidden passage. Going this way, we can avoid the cafeteria entirely. Let's spin on ahead to the lab. You're amazing, Vaya. Let's go. Level 2 junction? To the lab, you say? Dude, we don't have enough time for all this. Good, you're here. Vaya saw that thing hiding in the hangar corridor, so we came in here. What's with the hole in the wall? I just opened an old maintenance shaft that runs between the labs and the hangar storeroom. We could bypass the monster and go straight to the skimmer. Vaya and Lex are already through. Let's go. About time you got here. 092's in the hangar. We can't get to the skimmer. I saw it before it saw us, but we can't get to the skimmer without going past it. We're running out of time. There's no surveillance cameras in the maintenance shaft, so Keller probably thinks we're still in the lab. When she sees us in here though, she'll probably vent the atmosphere in the hangar and us with us. Blast it, we're so close. I'll draw Specimen 092's attention while the rest of you board the skimmer. We can't fight it alone. She's a synthetic. We can leave it behind. As long as she buys us time, that's all that matters. She's correct, I'm expendable. That's the only way I can fulfill my duty to protect you. I understand. Thank you, Ice. You're welcome, Doctor. Lex hands Ice her auxiliary power source pack, slightly modified from before. Take this. I overcharged it to give it more of a punch, but it probably still won't penetrate its armor. Thank you. Ice removes a pair of concealed pistols from her clothing and gives you one last look. You watch helpless as Ice runs into the hangar and begins firing her weapons at Specimen 092. A shattering roar makes your skull ache. Vaya watches around the corner while you listen intently to the hammering of Ice's rapid-fire weapons growing more distant. She's lured it away, let's go. You burst into the hangar with everyone else, taking in the scene. In a glance that making for the skimmer on the far side of the hangar. You see Ice in the grip of 092's tentacles, still firing her weapons into its face at point-blank range. 092 roars defiantly, and the hairs on its back of your neck stand on end. The skimmer is dead ahead now, and you realise you've fallen behind everyone else, running for the boarding ramp. 092's roar shakes you to your core, and with horror you look over your shoulder to meet its baleful gaze. It pivots and lunges after you, Ice dangling like a broken doll in its upper tentacles as it covers the space between you and Moments. Its mouth gapes wide and your gait falters as it bears down on you. Suddenly, Ice springs to life, hurling something deep into the creature's throat. An explosion throws you forward and against the boarding ramp. You blearily open your eyes and stare past the ship at the open space beyond the hangar's atmospheric shield. The hazy blue energy field that holds the air in from the vacuum of space dims slightly before your eyes. You stagger up the boarding ramp as it powers down. The skimmer skids ominously across the hangar floor, pulled by the force of air escaping into space. The emergency shutter closes behind you and you head for the cockpit. You stumble into the skimmer's cockpit and fall onto the pilot's seat, your hands flying through the activation sequence by memory more than sight. The skimmer lifts off from the hangar floor and glides out into open space. You put a burst on the thrusters and check the rearview camera as the station turns into a sun flare so bright that you can switch the camera off. You think about Ice and feel overwhelmed with gratitude. You breathe for what feels like the first time in forever. You made it. Somehow. Felt like you were trapped on that station for a lifetime, but it's only been 15 minutes since it all began. The longest 15 minutes of your life. You feel like running as soon as the door comes into view. You ring the bell and wait. You don't want to scare her just by walking in. You relax the moment you see her. The anxiety that builds up when you're away from her melts away instantly. Big brother. She's in your arms and you feel alive again for the first time since you left. Even before they told me that you had to evacuate, I knew something was wrong. I could just feel it. I knew you were in trouble. I'm so glad you're okay. Nothing was going to stop you from coming home to you. How are you doing? Is the new medication helping with the pain? It's helping some. I'm able to get a little sleep each night. That helps a lot. That's a relief. I talked with your doctor on the way here. He says you qualify for a clinical trial, and that shows a lot of promise. I've read the research. I think it might be worth a try. I'll do it. She's so brave. Beneath her outward poise, she's battled her illness tooth and nail for her entire life. She refused to yield an inch. How could you do any less? Did everybody get off the station okay? We lost a lot of people. Keller didn't make it. I'm so sorry, I know you were close. What can you say? You've already been warned by the company not to talk about what really happened. Publicly, it was just a reactor failure and the company is compensating the families of the dead. A criminal investigation would look too closely into Keller's motivations, which might expose what you were working on. Yes, we were. Were you able to save anything from the station before it was destroyed? I lost all of my research, even the off-site backups were corrupted. But the company wants me to start over. They've already approved funding the restart of the project. With Lex, Vaya and the Skiff's navigation computer, we have everything we need to rebuild. That's wonderful, I'm so proud of you. You have such a passion for saving lives. The person I want to save the most is you. I'd do anything to make that happen. That beautiful smile of hers, you want to protect that. You want to protect her. The cure for her condition can't be far off. The medications she takes now are some of the most expensive on the market. But you'll pay any price if it'll keep her alive. You'll do anything for your beautiful, precious sister. She is your life. She is your very soul. They say that a man may sacrifice an entire kingdom if it'll save his soul. And I guess that's the true ending? So I guess we finished the entire game in one episode. It's very well written. Very short, but very well written. Yeah, let me know what you think anyway. I guess that's it for Ryclaw Save Yourself. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.